I'm Frank Hermes, and this is Rocket Electronics. And this is the series of videos that will hopefully orient you to the features and use of the new RockeTiltometer. Hi, this is a series of short videos to help orient you to the functions and features of the new RockeTiltometer. And in this little session, I wanted to cover the only components of interest that are on the lower board to you. One of the features of the RockeTiltometer is your ability to select the critical angle that you set for whether or not you're going to allow or inhibit ignition, whether or not the rocket has exceeded the critical angle. You can set the critical angle by these three slide switches that are on the bottom board, and there is a table that's in the user manual that you can download from www.Rocketelectronics.com, one word, and download the current manual, and it describes all this in detail, and there's a table in there. But the three switches, depending upon what positions they're in, allow you to select a critical angle between 5 and 40 degrees, and that 5 and 40 degrees is off of the vertical axis, the z-axis that runs what we would call maybe longitudinally through the RockeTiltometer. The RockeTiltometer normally mounts in this orientation to your sled that's in the rocket, with the pointy end up, which you can see is shown. There's a little arrow that's on the RockeTiltometer that indicates what the orientation is for mounting in your rocket. So between 5 and 40 degrees, you set the critical angle that's in 5-degree increments, and then depending upon whether or not your rocket exceeds the angle you set, let's say it was 20 degrees, then if the rocket has exceeded that attitude during its flight, when ignition has been called for, ignition will be inhibited. If it's still within that, and that 20 degrees is in any angle off of the vertical axis, so it's kind of sets up a round circle or cone of the 20 degrees in this example. And as long as your tilt is within that 20 degrees or less than the 20 degrees, then ignition will be allowed. Also on the bottom of the or on the bottom board are two LEDs. When the system first boots up, there are some diagnostic flickerings that go on, and then those LEDs will both extinguish. But, and we'll show this in another video, when you are testing the system, and if you have power up and you're looking at the system, whenever you exceed the critical angle that you have set, then the lower or the green LED will light. So you'll have a sense of where you're at when you're playing with the unit and ground testing your applications.